Hey everybody, I want to Wisdom here. It is Friday, March 1st, 2013. Just unboxed Insanity, kind of showed you what's inside. What's sitting on top of it is another item that's really going to be tough to get in the frame, but it is an Altus foam exercise mat. Altus makes pretty good stuff. I had some of their weightlifting gloves back in the day. Took me quite a while to actually wear through them. Definitely a very, very good lifespan. The reason I'm doing this is not necessarily just yoga. That said, for the Wii Fit people, they always say you might want to use a yoga mat, etc. This would be great for that. But what I actually plan to do, Insanity, it looks like you do a whole bunch of jumping around. And not necessarily just to be easier on my joints, but just kind of, absorb some of the impact from the floor. Since I will probably be doing it upstairs or on concrete in the garage, I'm not exactly sure. But either way, a mat like this comes in very handy when you're doing something high impact like that, which results from all of the jumps. But there are a number of mats. If you're at Walmart, Target, a sporting goods store, you can find stuff probably anywhere from like $9, $19, $29 locally. If you go to like a specialty store, you'll probably be paying a lot more than that. They're all basically the exact same thing. Like this one I think is 2 feet wide, 24 inches, and then 6 feet long, 72 inches. Most of the mats are going to be this exact same dimension. That said, they're not all created equally. For example, the Beachbody one that they'll often try to pack with Insanity or P90X, it's like $70. And I would have a hard time paying $70 for basically a piece of foam. But that said, this is really hard to get in the frame. I want to highlight that this one, it's actually 15 millimeters thick, which is really good. You can kind of see me compress it between my fingers there. Again, the reason I'm picking this up is just kind of to absorb the impact. If we can get that in the frame, that actually works pretty well. Used for any exercise routine, ideal for yoga, Pilates, stretch exercises. Improve flexibility, core and strength. Dual surface mat. That's one of the cool features here. If you note, right here it's ribbed, kind of for traction. If you had this side up, or if you were doing it on a hard surface or like a coated garage floor, you'd have this side down. The other side is actually smooth. I'll show you that when we take it out. But you can actually download exercise routines. I don't know why I never read the packaging prior to now, but if you note, dual surface mat, smooth and ribbed, which I just outlined, slip resistant, so either side you ought to be pretty safe on. Of course, you're not concerned about the top side as much as the bottom sliding around on you. Indoor or outdoor use, obviously, and there you can kind of see. Demonstration here is, of course, sit-ups. Obviously, if you have a bad back, or just if you are working in a garage or on cement, this will be very, very much appreciated. You can kind of see like Pilates, yoga, some strength exercises. Same thing here, just different showcase. You can see they got the ball on there since it is 2 feet wide. Which is obviously too much for me to fit in the camera. That plays into it, but right here, which you can't see either since it's so awkward, little straps around the mat. I'm actually going to go ahead and pull those off. You can see here this just kind of fits around it, and it's the same thing. I'll leave it on that side, but we'll go ahead and pull the packaging off. I feel like we've covered it pretty well. That said, here it is. I'll go ahead and take this side off. There's the Altus logo. This will be the smooth side that we're taking a look at. It is extremely soft. I don't know if you can tell the give in there, but again, it is 15 millimeters thick, which is considerable. Like I said, if you're on a hard surface, this will be huge for you. Even the thin ones would be a step up. That said, this one will be very, very good. Like I said, multi-surface. You've got the smooth and the ribs. So, if you put this down, the way I plan to use it is have the ribs down. Just kind of like common sense in my opinion. But if for whatever reason you like the ribs, I don't know, you really shouldn't do aerobic stuff barefooted, but I guess if you're like doing yoga or something and some of the poses you kind of stumbled with if you're just getting started, having the ribs sided up might actually help you a little. Again, I would recommend wearing shoes personally for most things, but that said, I'm going to use it for Insanity, and I mean, it's almost like an anti-fatigue mat at work. I mean, if you sit in a cubicle or stand, at a drill press or welding station, whatever you do in life, it's amazing when you go from concrete to a mat. The difference it is, just puts like a spring in your step. Saves a lot of fatigue from your feet. It's really hard for me to show you this very well, but you'll have to take my word for it. It's extremely soft. Yeah, I mean, it does have traction to it. I'm not just slipping off. 6 feet long. Obviously can't roll it out for you. 2 feet wide. That's plenty for most people, even if you just are, I don't know, insanely broad-shouldered or something. I mean, your shoulder blades should still fit within the 2 feet. If not, you probably don't need this mat because you probably have several world records and know what you're doing. But for most people, this is awesome. I mean, you could set a treadmill on it. I mean, heck, if you just, like I said, had something in your garage, or if you're a crafty person and you're working in the garage, something like this will come in really handy. That said, it is ideal for exercises as well. But the way it works, it's actually it's supposed to be water resistant too. People say the sweat wipes right off of it, which is a good thing. You don't want something porous that that gets stained or something. But the really cool feature, if you say have to like work in your garage and pull the car in and out or something, you can actually just roll this up and then put the straps back on, carry it. If you are like a yoga or Pilates person, obviously you can just throw the sling over your shoulder, and it stays coiled up that way too. So really easy to work with, I can tell just by kind of feeling it. But picked it up from Amazon. The price was $24.95, which is a really good deal. I think retail was like close to $40. It's gone up since I picked it up, but if I got it for $24, it should be back around there at some point, or maybe a little less. So kind of keep tabs on it. You might be able to find it locally. But I mean, this is a very impressive mat, and I think I'll get a lot of good use out of it. Most importantly, there's a lot of the big name mats or bright colored ones on Amazon, and usually that's what makes people buy things. And if you check the reviews, that's what I like to pay the most attention to. If people buy something that's a piece of trash, you're going to hear about it. Sometimes if they get something great, they'll tell you, but if something's really bad, that's when people talk and complain and make the most noise about it. When you look at this mat, it's as close to 5 stars as you can be. It's like 4 3/4 or something like that, which means it's overwhelmingly positive. And that also tells us that in addition to not having negative reviews, I think there was like 1 star on this thing, and it's probably related to shipping, in all honesty. But the main thing that tells us is that people not only like this and are content with it, but they like it so well they come on and write a positive review. So like I said, a lot of people had a really good, decent meal at Taco Bell today. You don't hear about that, but if somebody gets food poisoning, it's front page news. You tell all your friends. So it's kind of one of those deals, but in the rare cases where you're just extremely satisfied and it prompts you to actually review something positively, that's what I see with this mat. The price is right. It's almost a third of the price of the official Beachbody one. It's a lot thicker. Again, Altus, if you're unfamiliar, it is a good brand, and I think it's going to work very well for what I'm doing. Obviously, once I've used it, I can kind of update, but questions, comments you can ask here on YouTube. However, for a much quicker response, I suggest you use the blog, oneofwisdom.blogspot.com. I'll put a link to this post at the top of the video description box. You can follow me on Twitter, like me on Facebook, circle me on Google+, whichever you prefer. Again, thanks for watching, and like I said, this is a very nice mat. I am impressed with it without using it, and don't think I'll have any complaints. However, just like with Insanity, as I use it, I can kind of update you, give you, actual first-hand experience. But like I said, it looks like it's going to live up to the billing of a really good product, so don't have too many worries on my part. Again, I sourced this one Amazon, roughly 25 bucks. If you see it somewhere, don't pay a lot more than that if you can get it online and, factor freight in, get it for, a considerable amount less. So, that said, if you got questions, I'll do my best to help you out, but just from the looks of it, it's going to be a quality product. I don't foresee any issues, and I believe I would recommend this one just from my limited experience here unboxing it. So, again, thanks for watching, and we will catch you later.